So you're a hardworking professional and you're struggling with how to communicate with that demanding boss. Maybe you're experiencing unrealistic expectations, last-minute changes, or fear of confrontation, and you want to speak up without risking your job or reputation. Well, in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how to communicate with confidence, set those boundaries with your boss so you can experience less stress, more respect, and a better working relationship, all without feeling like you're putting your job at risk. Welcome back to my channel where we help you navigate fear and uncertainty with confidence. My name is Darryl Bellamy, and today we're tackling how to speak up to a demanding boss. Let's get started. Why does speaking up feel so hard, and why must you do it anyway? Speaking up at work should be simple, but it's not, and here are a few reasons why it feels so hard. The fear of consequences. You're afraid of what you might lose, your job, that promotion, or your boss's approval. We always think about what we might lose. The fear of conflict. Many of us avoid those difficult conversations because we don't want tension or arguments or like that weird feeling we sometimes feel. And the third thing is those power dynamics. When your boss or someone above you holds control over your career or that promotion, it can sometimes feel a little intimidating to push back or to speak up for yourself. But here's why you must do it anyway. Not speaking up leads to that burnout, that resentment, and that stress. You know, that feeling that you might feel on Sunday where you're like, I don't want to go back to that job on Monday. Clear communication earns you more respect and not less. It's something that I tell my kiddos as well as just people in general is you teach people how to treat you. If you never set boundaries, they'll keep pushing them, and you'll always feel that feeling of resentment and those feelings that you feel when you don't want to speak up, and overall those feelings of fear. Speaking of communication, I've created a free resource to help you better embrace your fears. Check out the link in the description below to grab it. So now let's talk about how to speak up the right way without sounding disrespectful. You want to stay calm and professional. Your tone matters just as much as your words. I've heard this and you've heard it too. It doesn't matter what you say. Sometimes it matters how you say it. So if you're frustrated, keep your voice steady and composed. A calm approach increases the chances that that individual will actually hear you and hear what you're trying to say. You want to use facts and not emotions. Instead of saying, I feel overwhelmed, say, I currently have 3 major deadlines due this week. Let's stick to the facts. Which tasks maybe should take priority? Facts make your concerns more objective and harder to dismiss. Stick to the facts. Next up is you want to offer solutions and not just problems. That person usually hears a lot of problems, so they appreciate those proactive employees. So instead of saying, I can't take this on, say, if this is a priority, I can shift my focus from task A to this. Would that work? So you're offering them solutions to move forward. Next up is you want to prepare and practice, right? So we know that preparing what you're going to say, having those things go through your mind, practicing it out loud helps to remove that anxiety, that stress. Maybe run it by a mentor or say coworker that knows this particular boss or that person, manager, that person who you're trying to have that tough conversation with. And last but not least, you want to plan for different scenarios. So, you know, in most of my videos, I talk about the importance of writing things down. So write down what are some things that you think might happen negatively. How would you respond? Putting yourself through those practice sessions helps you to be prepared for anything that might happen, knowing that there's going to be things that pop up that you might not be aware of, but at least you're prepared for those. So next up, we want to talk about the power of boundaries and how to set them confidently. Learn to say no without saying no. So instead of saying I can't do that, say I can get to it by next week based on all the things that I have going on. You want to time block your schedule so you don't feel pressure to take on that last minute work, and making sure that the work that you are doing, right, is the best based on the time that you have. Ask for clarity. Those people who are often demanding, I find, respect who employees who ask, what is your priority? Making sure that they choose what the priority is. So therefore you're able to take on those things that matter the most. So if you found this video to be helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss future videos on confidence, leadership, and fear in the workplace. Be sure to watch the next video where I go deeper into overcoming fear and handling workplace challenges with that confidence you know you want and you know that you have. Click the video on the screen right now and I'll see you there. So remember this, life is not about being fearless, but fearing a little less, and I'll meet you at the top because the bottom is getting way too crowded, y'all. Peace.